Hello everybody and welcome back to Magna Carta 2. In the last video, we escaped Cota Mare, taking Celestine with us, and she is hopefully going to show us a way through the Undersea Tunnel in order to get back to Abazet. Our first objective is going to be to approach the altar of the Mare and use the incense that we had gathered in the village a little bit earlier.
Put the incense right there. Give it a try. Pay attention to the color.
So this is a bit of a puzzle. Using the 6 incense that we received, we have to put each incense in the correct place using the clues that are given to us. So let's go around and try and figure this out. This is the Altar of Trials. To awaken the ancient spirit, challenge the riddle. That doesn't help us much, unfortunately. Mix this incense and that on the left, do so, and you will get orange incense. So if we put red in this slot, we can put yellow in the first slot, and yellow and red will make orange. So already we've gotten rid of 2 of our incense, which is good. Mix the incense on both ends with this one and the one on the right, do so, and you will get black incense. The color of this incense represents the Mare's attribute. Well, the Mare are ice wizards, and ice is blue, so let's put the blue incense in this spot. Mix this incense in the right one, and green incense will burn. And our last clue says, the color of this incense symbolizes the value of desire. Even if you mix in the incense on either end, nothing changes. So if we don't want our colors to change, you could mix yellow, and by mixing those, it won't change any sort of color. So both incense on each end have to be yellow. And if we put our remaining blue incense in here, blue and yellow will make green. And that only leaves us with 1 red incense left to put it in this slot. Combining yellow, blue, and red will make black.
It's working?
Who is there? Who is it that disturbs my slumber?
I am your descendant. My name is Celestine. I ask that you open this gate.
Ah, such a nostalgic fragrance. It takes me back to the time before I fell asleep. Very well, I will open the gate. However, I sense a strange presence beyond it. Be careful.
You have our gratitude.
So if you've put the incense in the correct place, that cutscene will automatically play and you'll be able to move on. If you can't be bothered to solve the puzzle, the correct color combination from top to bottom is yellow, blue, blue, red, red, yellow, which is pretty easy to remember if you want to just zip by this section without worrying about the puzzle. So now all we're going to be doing is picking up a few chests before we move on to our next exclamation point. There are 3 chests to collect in this area before we reach our next pillar. The first one is a straight beeline from where we came in from. And this one contains a crystal of life. I am going to fight some of the enemies around here. I'm not going to fight all of them because that would just take way too long. This place is flooded with enemies. It makes it a great place to grind. And they should be around your level. They're a couple levels behind me, but they're still going to provide me with some pretty good experience. I chose to switch in Celestine into my party because Zephy really wasn't generating a lot of con here. As you can see, this area is strong in water and electricity con, but not in fire or wind. So if you're having difficulties using Crocell or Zephy, then you may just want to put in Celestine because she is going to be able to generate a lot of con. And if you equip her with an aroma sprayer, she should be able to heal in place of Zephy. She may be a couple levels behind, but there are a variety of accessories that you can equip her with to make her more powerful. And if you bother to put commons into her common board on her weapon, that should also help. I've put a variety of defense and HP boosting commons and accessories on her, and I think that's really going to help me. I don't use Celestine much, but I figured that I should probably utilize her character in areas where she is strong, because she is going to be benched for most of the game. She's very quick, but unfortunately, I find her to be very weak. I kind of let myself get ambushed, but there are so many barnacles around here. I wanted to clear the ones in my way, but I think the ones behind me also interrupted. This is also a good opportunity for me to get a little bit of cash for when we get back to the city. I know that we just bought new weapons in Cota Mare, but there might be some new stuff for us when we get back to Abazet. Chest number 2 is going to be in this funny little alcove near the top of the map here. Very distinctive place on your map if you're looking for it. This is the Revive Potion. And in this area, you're only really going to be seeing barnacles and jellyfish. There's no new enemies or anything like that, so just be aware of that. There's nothing too new or exciting in this area for the time being. Our last treasure chest is going to be up here.
All right, let's go.
On the northernmost part of the map. I'm gonna get these jellyfish out of my way first. And then we can pick it up before we head on over towards the pillar. Not a long area, but you can be here for a while if you do plan on killing everything. Still getting 90 experience, so that's not bad. It gave Celestine an opportunity to level up as well, which will be useful. And she also has the ability to freeze enemies, which I like. It just gives us the upper hand in battle. That chest there has 1,000 sit, so you'll definitely want to pick that up. And now that we have all 3 of those treasure chests, we can advance on towards the exclamation point. I'm going to go ahead and skip all these enemies. I'm going to completely ignore them. And I'm going to also skip saving at the pillar. Although I may touch it just to get a little bit of extra HP, since the pillar restores all of my HP and MP. And we're going to be facing a mini-boss. This is the Giant Angler. This is one fish with 2 sides. It's got a red side and a blue side. You only have to defeat one side of the Giant Angler, although it is going to switch periodically. The red head will come out for a period of time, and then it'll dive into the water, And the next time that the enemy comes out, it may not be the red, it may be the blue. So each one has its own health bar. The red I find to be less dangerous. I haven't personally experienced any sort of status effects with the red side, but the blue has the ability to poison you as well as freeze you, so that's something to watch out for. Now, because these enemies are so incredibly unpredictable, unfortunately it may be hard to chain. As you saw there, I was getting ready to chain and it used an attack on me, and I wasn't able to do anything. Now it's interesting, of course, now that I say I haven't experienced any side effects with the red side that I get poisoned. I've been poisoned before, but I was only ever poisoned when the blue head was out, so you learn something new every day. I guess this enemy as a whole has the ability to poison, so just watch out for that. Zephy has abilities to get rid of poison. I'm not sure that Celestine does, but she can heal you, so she should be able to ward off that poison nicely. If it is giving you troubles, especially because she can generate so much con at once.
Let's go.
And the longer that this battle goes on, the more that the anglerfish tends to go in and out. I find it seems to dive around a lot more, the more damage it takes and the closer it is to death. So this can be a little bit frustrating when you've only got a little bit of health left on the red angler, and then the blue angler pops up for an extensive period of time with a fresh health bar. But it's completely random. There doesn't seem to be any sort of pattern for which head it picks to come out, so this could be a very long battle or a very short battle, depending on how random it is. And as you can see, the angler was a smidgen away from being killed, and now the blue side has popped up, which is a great example of what I was just talking about. So you have a couple options. If you don't feel like fighting the side that you're not working on, what you can do is you can try and ignore it. You can run around in movement mode and wait until the other side appears, or you can fight both sides to gain some con for when the side you're fighting appears, or whatever you want. I just fight at all times. I think it makes the fish change a little bit quicker if you're attacking it, since you're sort of provoking it. Other than that, though, there's not much to say. It's a pretty straightforward battle. Like I said, it can just take a little while because of the constant switching, and you will need to watch out for poison and frost nip status. And then, of course, be careful when you chain, because the chaining may not always be successful, so it's very easy to end up in overheat mode. Again, just like that. It's like the enemy senses that I'm trying to kill it, and it goes away at a distinct moment so that I'm overheated. Luckily, when it goes underwater and it goes to reappear, you do have a little bit of a grace period, and if you are in overheat, it should give you a good opportunity to have the bar go down so that you're no longer in overheat mode, which is a good thing. You can also run around in movement mode if you are in overheat until it goes away, because the anglerfish, or the giant angler, I suppose, has a very short sort of range of close attack, but it can breathe on you and do a long range sort of attack. But fortunately that doesn't cause much damage, so you're not in much danger there.
This fight just got serious. Not too bad.
So that fish finally went down, but not without a fight. I probably could have ended that battle a little bit quicker if I had taken the time to level up. because then I would have done more damage. And I could have taken care of the heads faster, but unfortunately I didn't really have time to come through here and get rid of all the enemies ahead of time because the gate was closed. But anyhow, maybe what I'll do is I will save at the pillar and I will do a little bit of grinding off screen before I return to you guys, and we make our way through the rest of the Undersea Tunnel. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.